Hello, friends. Welcome to the HTML Complete Course, Chapter 4 Links. Last week we learned about the different types of lists and how to create them. We also created one example. Now we continue our Chapter 4 Links. What we will learn today. We will learn about how to create links between different pages. Second, we also see that how to linking to other sites. Sometimes we have seen that once we click on any email address, it will take us directly to sending option. So, we will learn about how to link emails. And, in last we see important notes. Friends, if you have any doubt, comment it down, I'll try to give a solution there. You can find the notes and source code links in the description below. Please, subscribe to the channel, it's motivated me to create a new video. Don't forget to like and share. What are links? Links are the defining feature of the web because they allow you to move from one web page to another, enabling the very idea of browsing or surfing. You will commonly come across the following types of links. Links from one website to another. Links from one page to another on the same website. Links from one part of a web page to another part of the same page. Links that open in a new browser window. Links that start up your email program and address a new email to someone. How to write links. Links are created using an element. Users can click on anything between opening a tag and closing a tag. You specify which page you want to link to using the href attribute. The text between opening a tag and closing a tag is known as link text. Where possible, your link text should explain where visitors will be taken if they click on it, rather than just saying, "Click here." Below you can see the link to IMDb. To write good link text, you can think of words people might use when searching for the page that you are linking to. For example, rather than write "places to stay," you could use something more specific such as "hotels in New York." Linking to other sites. Links are created using an element that has an attribute called href. The value of the href attribute is the page that you want people to go to when they click on the link. Users can click on anything that appears between the opening a tag and the closing a tag, and will be taken to the page specified in the href attribute. When you link to a different website, the value of the href attribute will be the full web address for the site, which is known as an absolute URL. Browsers show links in blue with an underline by default. Absolute URL. URL stands for Uniform Resource Locator. Every web page has its URL. This is the web address that you would type into a browser if you wanted to visit that specific page. An absolute URL starts with the domain name for that site and can be followed by the path to a specific page. If no page is specified, the site will display the home page. Linking to other pages on the same site. When you are linking to other pages within the same site, you do not need to specify the domain name in the URL. You can use a shorthand known as a relative URL. If all the pages of the site are in the same folder, then the value of the href attribute is just the name of the file. Relative URL. When linking to other pages within the same site, you can use relative URLs. These are like a shorthand version of absolute URLs because you do not need to specify the domain name. Relative URLs help when building a site on your computer because you can create links between pages without having to set up your domain name or hosting. If all of the files in your site are in one folder, you simply use the file name for that page. If your site is organized into separate folders, or directories, you need to tell the browser how to get from the page it is currently on to the page that you are linking to. If you link to the same page from two different pages, you might, therefore, need to write two different relative URLs. Email links. To create a link that starts up the user's email program and addresses an email to a specified email address, you use a element. However, this time the value of the href attribute starts with mail to and is followed by the email address you want the email to be sent to. On the right you can see that an email link looks just like any other link, but when it is clicked on, the user's email program will open a new email message and address it to the person specified in the link. Opening links in a new window. If you want a link to open in a new window, you can use the target attribute on opening a tag. The value of this attribute should be blank. One of the most common reasons a web page author might want a link to be opened in a new window is if it points to another website. In such cases, hope the user will return to the window containing their site after finishing looking at the other one. Linking to a specific part of the same page. At the top of a long page, you might want to add a list of contents that links to the corresponding sections lower down. Or you might want to add a link from partway down the page back to the top of it to save users from having to scroll back to the top. Before you can link to a specific part of a page, you need to identify the points in the page that the link will go to. You do this using the id attribute, which can be used on every HTML element. You can see that the h1 and h2 elements in this example have been given id attributes that identify those sections of the page. The value of the id attribute should start with a letter or an underscore, not a number or any other character, and on a single page, no two id attributes should have the same value. To link to an element that uses an id attribute, you use a element again. But the value of the href attribute starts with the hashtag symbol, followed by the value of the id attribute of the element you want to link to. In this example, a href is equal to hashtag top, links to the h1 element at the top of the page whose id attribute has a value of top. So, as you can see, we're going to build this website now. This website's main heading is at the top of the page, followed by subheadings. There is also an email connection. A link to other websites. A link to another page on the same website. And a link to the top of the page. So, let's get started without wasting any time. You can find the notes and source code links in the description below. Please, subscribe to the channel, it's motivated me to create a new video. Let's start with the opening and closing HTML tags. We'll now add a title tag to the head element. The title is Link Example. Write the main display content in the body element. As we can see in the example, the heading is Ruxit Forever. As a result, include it in the h1 tag. The results can be seen on the right side. For the second heading, use the h2 tag. Now use the p tag to create a paragraph, and the br tag with the forward slash to create a line break. They set up an email connection in the example. So, we're using the href attribute inside a tag. And the attribute's value will begin with mail to. Then we can type in the whole email address. When you press the word, "Email us," you will be taken to a mail sending box. There's a heading now. As a result, use the H3 tag for small headings. First, we'll write the chapter name in the paragraph, followed by a link to the website. A tag and the href attribute can be used to accomplish this. When you click on the introduction link, you will be taken to a different URL. For a line break, use the BR tag. Then we'll decide which subject will be covered in Chapter 1 and write it down. Also, for a line break, use the BR tag. The date will be written in the last line. The same process can be used to add more links to various websites. We'll copy and paste this to create the same content as the example. Then you should choose a particular website address to meet your needs. Now, if you want to send the user to another page in the same folder, you can do so. Then you just have to write the file name rather than the entire URL. We'll put a link, about course.html, here. As a result, when you click the About Course link, you will be taken to another page on the same website. We've added a link to the top of the page now. The href attribute is set to #top_value for this purpose. We'll also put the top id in the h1 tag at the top. As a result, clicking the top of the page will take you to the first heading of the page. Now it's time to recall the summary. Links are created using the A element. Second, the A element uses the href attribute to indicate the page you are linking to. If you are linking to a page within your own site, it is best to use relative links rather than qualified URLs. Then, you can create links to open email programs with an email address in the To field. You can use the id attribute to target elements within a page that can be linked to. So, friends, that's it for Chapter 4 links. I will see you in Chapter 5 images.